Hey guys, welcome back. Thanks for tuning back in. Glad you can make it. Hopefully, you're doing good and having a great day. Today, we're talking about how they're preparing us to essentially get to the point to where we're owning nothing and being happy, right? I like to use the phrase having nothing and being happy because that's essentially what's happening in real time, right? You look around and what do you see, right? The quality in our music, the quality in our games, the quality in the movies, the TV shows, the books, right? Um, it's all gone to shit. All of it's gone to shit, right? I'm looking at I'm looking at Halo specifically. Well, I mean, quite a few games. Um, I'm looking at Halo. I'm looking at Call of Duty. Halo is what made Xbox Live, or excuse me, Xbox Live, right? With Halo 2. Halo was one of the biggest franchises in all of Microsoft. It was the flagship for years. 2005 to 2007 and a little bit beyond that was, I mean, Halo was unstoppable, right? Just millions and millions of players. And in between 2007 to 2008, I believe, they maintained on average 800,000 to 900,000 players. And then now look at how many players that Halo Infinite has, right? Not even 4,000. Not even 4,000, man. So, and then you look at how the criticism is handled, and it's honest criticism, right? They turn their back on the fans, and this is for everything. There was a big thing about Star Wars too. I used to be a Star Wars fan as well, but look how they did the new trilogy. They put a Mary Sue in there, and then any kind of criticism about the Mary Sue, you were deemed as sexist and misogynist. What? What the fuck? I didn't take that from Bo Refik. Okay, I might have. But I think it's funny. Anyways, I you criticize anything, right? You just use what's in here. You use what's in here, right? And you just get shat on essentially, right? And you're just asking simple questions. Why does this suck ass? Why does this suck? You know? Why is it that when Call of Duty started, it was fucking amazing, right? The first Call of Duty, that was awesome. I loved it. I loved it, right? And then it got better with each and every one. Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3. I loved Modern Warfare 3. That was one of the coolest games that had come out at that time. Other than Halo, of course, since I'm a bigger Halo fan. I used to be a big gamer, you know. And then it started going downhill, and it was subtle, right? It was very subtle, because they were testing the waters, because I look at Disney. Disney was one of the big ones that I noticed as I was growing up, and it was one of their family shows where they implemented two moms. Now, I get it. Look, every creator is going to have their own right creation, their own imagination when it comes to stuff, right? This isn't an anti-LGBT shit. This isn't any kind of anti anything except for anti, oppression and bigotry and hatred and all that stuff. But um, what I am saying is, um, it was them testing the waters, right? Because we see that at what they're doing now. They're pushing it everywhere, right? Even on businesses. If we saw, last year or a couple years ago when Budweiser came out with their, or was it Bud Light? I think it was Bud Light. Yeah, it was Bud Light. When Bud Light came out with the whole uh, Dylan Mulvaney thing, right? It got that far, and so we've been conditioned and engineered to just accept what we have, and a society like that is more, it is more than what these guys, these elites of society, who wants to make sure that the middle class is eradicated and that people are okay with having nothing or owning nothing and being happy. They're, they've done that through education, right? And something that I didn't know about here recently was that Betsy DeVos, who is obviously has ties to Dick DeVos, and um, I think she's married to Steve DeVos, and anyways, they have ties to Amway, right, which is a big MLM company, um, and um, she was the director of education, I believe, the director of the Department of Education, right, and that was during Trump's term. Whether he knew or not doesn't matter, right? As far as I know, she was in there the entire term. Anyways, um, but this has been going on well before Betsy DeVos was even a fucking thought, right? Um, the the testosterone has been decreasing drastically. I mean drastically, right? Um, back in the I was looking at videos, right, in the 30s, right, of high school kids doing the fitness tests, and a lot of them were, they were ripped, bro. As high school kids, they were ripped. And now look at what the kids are today. You know, they're either scrawny, full of bones and just skin, or they're massively overweight, right? 60% of America is considered overweight, and 40%, I'm guessing, of that population is considered obese. And either way you look at it, if it's 40% of the American population, or if it's 40% of the 60%, that's still that's still way too much. Look at the videos, and you see them all the time, of how masculine the men looked back then, how feminine the women looked back then, right? How skinny they were, healthy they looked. And now you look at everything today, they look sick. They look tired. They look angry at one another. They're overweight. They hate themselves. But yet, because of all of this, they want an escape, right? And they can't even get a fucking escape through a good game or a good TV show or a good book or a good fucking movie. Instead, when they complain about getting something that was good that's turned to shit, they are they're called sexist, misogynist, racist, all kinds of shit. I mean, how many straight white men were attacked because they criticized the fucking trilogy, or excuse me, the Star Wars trilogy, which was the majority of their fan base. And I was watching this happen to Star Wars. I was watching this happen to Call of Duty, um, The Last of Us. I never really played The Last of Us, but I thought it was a decent game. Um, and then it finally came to my favorite series, Halo. I was crushed. I was absolutely crushed. Well, I mean, I was laughing because I thought it was hilarious because just how outrageous, it was. But Halo 4 was a massive disappointment. Massive disappointment. Changed everything. Everything. Made Cortana the enemy, made her whiny, complain and needy complaining instead of witty, smart, charismatic. And then that carried over to Halo 5. It made her the main villain. And now you have to read a book instead of playing the game to get a good idea of what the story is. I think that's a huge disservice to the gamers. But God forbid you scrutinize anything, you criticize anything, you're deemed a non-fan or whatever, right? It's all about it's again, if you can condition one person to accept anything, as long as they can get crumbs, right? Um, Turn a crumb into a meal, and that's a phrase that I had gotten from Amway, which I think if you use that, there's a lot of use for that because it makes a lot of sense, right? Um, because these guys will take crumbs and they'll just try to turn meals into it, right? And they're perfectly happy with that because they've been socially engineered to be happy with that. And so I try the best that I can to give you guys actual good content. I understand I don't have, thousands of dollars worth of equipment, right? I'm not some massive YouTuber, you know. One day I will be, but I don't have the best equipment. God damn it, I'm going to try the best I can to make the best content that I can, you know. It means me being a Halo fan, I hope that I have done that with, my dioramas. Um and there's only more to come, right? So, but I don't accept crumbs. I don't accept anything that I don't consider to be good, you know. And it frustrates me that there are so many people who are okay with being engineered to accept nothing, to have nothing, to own nothing and be happy. It's a terrifying thought, actually, that more and more people are turning out this way. It's a sad state of affair. It's a sad state of affairs we find ourselves in now. Yep. I mean, I look at college too. You know, what do you get from college? You pay out the ass for a lot of for a lot of stuff. And what do you get? Nothing. Dude, these books, $200-$300, bro. What? What? It's only something you can use half a year? What? No. The fuck? No. And yet they tell you if you don't go to college, you'll be nothing. What? So you can be $100,000 in debt? You not even get a job after that because AI is going to replace you? Because these greedy CEOs don't want to pay you what you're worth so you can take care of your family? Nope. 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 Mm-mm. I want to build myself. And that should be everyone's thought. I'm sure it is, but you know, how can you make it in this society when you're so stressed? Stressed about bills, stressed about your neighbors, stressed about, your wife or husband. Everyone's been made to be an enemy these days. People don't know how to talk to each other. People don't know how to have discourse. People don't know how to accept, different opinions, different perspectives, especially when someone comes with facts. Especially then. We've been engineered to be at each other's throats too. You know, been divided on sex, been divided on religion, been decided on, or been divided. Excuse me, been divided on religion, been divided on race, been divided on sex, been divided on who you vote for. Politics, a lot of it, and when we just want to fucking escape from everything or just unwind, we can't even do that. It's no wonder why the birth rate is collapsing, and soon this country will begin to decline. China is already at a what, a point 6 per babies per woman. For those of you who don't know, you need a 2.1 babies per woman to just maintain a population. We're at 1.6. That's going to drastically drop within the next few years. And but you'll have nothing. You won't have games. You won't have TV shows. You won't have books, movies. You won't even have a family because people aren't even getting together. The incentives to end marriages and get a paycheck through alimony, through child support, is just too much. It's too tempting. It's too tempting. You know. And then we got a bunch of simps who are too tempted with their dicks. You know, shoveling out all the credit that they can from their credit cards to pay for some chick on OnlyFans. And then what happened, man? What happened? What happened, dude? How can we fix this? Because I've been talking about this almost since the channel started, just by changing culture. If we can change one person, and that person can change another, that person can change just by sharing information, sharing a mindset, sharing a difference of lifestyle. Stop accepting crumbs. Be okay with saying no. And that means that's to include yourself. Do we all have issues? Do we all have problems? Yeah. I'm no different. Shit, man. I've got problems. We all do. And for you to say that you don't have any problems, you're a liar. But to just accept nothing and then be okay with getting what you get, come on, man. And that's for anything. For anything. You go in for a job interview, $12 an hour. What? What? For a mid-level job? What? I worked at a gun shop, and then I was also working as a range safety officer. I was also working as oh, well, no, 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 I'm sorry. I was just a no, 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 no. Yeah, that's right. I was also working as a desk attendant for the I guess the lounge area for the range, whatever. So I was a I was a merchant. I was also a attendant, and I was also a range safety officer. Three different roles, all in one job. $12 an hour. $12 an hour. No, 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 no. You guys shouldn't accept that shit either. I'm surprised that there aren't people in the streets screaming at the government, at the elites of society for what's going on right now. I'm so surprised. Well, I mean, we saw that with Portland and Seattle. We saw a lot of that, but that's only one side of things, right? That's only the left. But when you get the whole picture that it's both the left and the right that's doing this to us, it doesn't matter what we believe in. It doesn't matter what political party we prescribe to or we subscribe to. I'm sorry. I'm so surprised there's not more outrage than what there is. But they're slowly engineering us through education, right? Because they're teaching us to memorize. They're not teaching us to think. Matter of fact, I was actually seeing some posts where there were some teachers that were getting mad at some kids for coming to the same for in math, coming to the same answer using different methods, except the or instead of the ones that they were taught. Isn't that insane? Yeah, they're not teaching you, or they're excuse me, they're not teaching our children to be thinkers, to actually be productive members of society. They're teaching them to memorize. If they cared about the children's future, they would teach them financial literacy. They would teach them how to change tires. They would teach them how to uh, work on the house, carpentry, painting, all kinds of stuff, man. Stuff that you would actually have to do around the house. I've had to mud up a couple of my walls. I still have to do that. I've had to regrout my bathroom. I've had to learn how to do that. I've had to paint over a couple of spots. I'm still gonna have to paint, the entire house because it's just weird. It's a great color scheme, that's for sure. But it's just it looks weird. But that's something that school just doesn't teach you. And so again, they're not teaching you to think, they're teaching you to memorize. And you have that with companies putting out absolute garbage and expecting you to just accept it, right? And the more that you do accept it, the more shit that they push out, the further they push, and the more and the more extreme it comes to the engineering, the social engineering. So I'm glad we have all the platforms that we do now, with X, YouTube, um, Instagram, all these different platforms to really spread the message. But um, pretty much just, man, the bottom line is that they are engineering us from the jump to be okay with having nothing and owning nothing and being happy from the jump. From the jump, guys. From the jump. And most people are okay with it. Seems like, anyways. You know, um, just from what I see, you know, with the way that, just at how comfortable these companies are with putting out the things that they're putting out, and still doing somewhat okay. That's what's crazy to me, man. That's what's absolutely crazy to me. And so you see it right in front of your eyes. But, pretty much the only thing that can be done is protest, you know, put pressure. Just put pressure, man. Put pressure on, your politicians to make them do their jobs, to put policies in place that actually benefit you, the average person, not special interests. That doesn't mean threaten or harass them. That just means get a message across, right? Protest, call them, leave messages. So, and then you can also spread this message too, just so I don't ramble on. That's going to go ahead and wrap it up, guys. I hope this was insightful a little bit. And if it was able to help you out, please like, share, subscribe. I greatly appreciate that. Let's grow this community. Let's grow this home turf. I want more family members, guys. I do. I want to grow this family, and let's keep growing the family, okay? You guys are doing so, so, so good. You guys are awesome. You guys are rock stars. So thank you so much for all that you're doing. Let's keep it up, all right? Also, if you need me for anything at all, just reach out. You can email me, or you can leave a comment in the comment section. If there's a specific thing that you want me to cover, or if there's a specific question that you have for me, please let me know, okay? Also, if you're seeing something, if you have your own experiences on what I'm talking about here, please let me know. Let me know. Leave a comment in the comment section. Any information that helps us out, the better we're going to be off, right? Or excuse me, the better that's going to leave us off with, or you know what I mean. That's only going to benefit us. So, um, make sure you're taking care of yourselves, please. Take care of yourselves, both mind and body. If you got to talk to someone, go talk to somebody, okay? You're more than welcome to talk with me. Um, I'll be more than happy to help you, okay? So reach out to me anytime. Um, also, you have the community here. If you need help from them, dude, just reach out, man. That's all you got to do. Just reach out, okay? And hopefully you feel comfortable enough to do that. All right? Don't be shy. Don't be shy, because I don't bite, except on Saturdays. um, but yes, if you need mental health treatment, go for mental health treatment. Don't be afraid of that. I'm doing it right now as we speak. So, um, and then also, please get fit. Today was number 3 in the 31-day challenge for me, but the 30-day challenge. And today was core day. It was great. Enjoyed it. Got some cardio in too. It was great. So, um, please lift each other up as well, right? We're here to help each other. Okay. We're here to help. We're here to help each other. We're not here to tear each other down. Okay. But we will tell the truth. Okay. We will tell the truth. We will give the right information. We'll give the right information. We'll send people off in the right direction. All right. So, um, and the home turf here is open for everyone. Everybody. It's open for everybody. Don't care your political leaning. Don't care what your religion is. I don't care who you vote for. It's open for everybody. Okay. So that being said, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you got something out of this. I really hope you do, or I really hope you did. Again, if I can help, I'm going to help any way that I can. All right. So thank you guys so much for what you do already. You guys are awesome for having my back. Appreciate you. I love you all. You have a good day. I'll talk to you guys soon.